everybody. Welcome back to the Scarnati Swim podcast. I'm your host, Nikki Scarnati. I'm a dual certified self-rescue and strokes swim instructor. And if I went into all the things that I did in the water safety community, we would be here all day. So let's just say I'm someone who knows a thing or two about what they're talking about. And I dedicate this podcast to you, the parents, the individuals, the people who want to learn about water safety. That's why I'm here. This month, coming up in the month of March, I'm going to be doing a great social media challenge for parents, grandparents, any family members who have water on their property, pool on their property, or if you just want to learn more about water safety, any of these safety measures can be taken for any household to make it safer, period. So I'm going to get into that at the end of the episode. Let's move on to things that I've had roadblock wise with parents recently. And I say that because we live in a culture where everybody demands accountability. Like if a social media influencer messes up, people demand an apology or demand someone address it and make it right. If you are a business owner or something of that issue, something goes wrong, the customer demands you address it and make it right. Everybody demands accountability of each other these days, and we're not giving each other enough grace. But at the same time, on the opposite side of the spectrum, you don't know as a customer why instructors do certain things. And I want to kind of give clarity on some things because I've had some not so nice parents in my inbox lately, and first of all, nobody deserves to treat anyone with disrespect for any reason, period. Okay? I want to start by saying that because I'm telling you, people don't realize how nasty people get. It's just something else. So, when it comes down to lessons and inquiries, and we're peak season, even though I've been telling you guys for months that you should be inquiring about swim lessons soon, if not already. But I want to talk about, let me fix this real quick. Okay. So let's talk about afternoon lessons and availability because I get a lot of kickback. So I've been posting on social media and telling you guys for the past year that this year I will not be teaching any more afternoon lessons. Why? Because we teach in a lovely state called Florida, and the funny thing about this state of Florida, it rains every day in the afternoon over the summer. So from May until September, it rains every afternoon. Now, this wasn't a big decision that I just suddenly decided. I went back and looked at lessons for the past 2 years, in 2021 and 2022. 2022 and 2023. 2022, 2023. I looked at all of my afternoon lessons, and at least 40% of lessons in the afternoons had gotten canceled because of rain or weather. Now, I teach in an outdoor setting. I teach in an outdoor private pool, and I don't have a building around me that gives me grace when it comes down to lightning. Like if there's lightning in the area, I have to cancel. It's not safe. So when you teach a high frequency program that demands consistency in lessons and you're constantly having to cancel because of weather, lightning, anything for that matter, it's just not fair to the kids. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to the babysitter that I have to pay to watch my kids when I'm prorating lessons. It's not fair to my kids who are begging to be with their mom because she's always in the water. It's not practical. I did it for 2 years. I tried. I did. It's just not practical. My location loves storms. Like if there's a rain cloud in the sky, I can guarantee you it's sitting on top of my house. And I don't know why it works that way, but it does for the past 2 years. So I just can't do it. Now, I do offer lessons in the spring. The first 6 weeks that I have available for afternoon lessons have been booked since September of last year. I prioritize my existing students. Okay? I refuse to take on a new student if that means I cannot take care of one I already have. It's just not fair, and I get frustrated parents coming out of other swim schools that have done an initial set of lessons and they can't get in for maintenance or refreshers because that instructor is always fully booked. I refuse to do that. I will always take care of those who came first before I take on any new. It's just, I'm sorry, that's what's fair. So parents have been getting frustrated about that. And again, I'm sorry, I'm doing the best that I can, but I'm doing everything as ethically as possible. It's not like I'm just saying out of nowhere, no, I'm not doing afternoons. No, I've been telling you this since spring of last year that I'm not doing any more afternoon lessons. Like I've been saying this for at least a year. It's not something that's coming out of the woodwork. Like I've have done my due diligence to let everyone know. I've sent out multiple emails. I've made major announcements on every social media platform that I utilize. I have said this 10 times over. So if you're frustrated, I'm so sorry, but that's just what it is. At some point, I would love to see it change, but as of right now, that's just where I'm at and what my family needs from me. So I understand you're frustrated. I'm so sorry. I'm not doing this to make it personal to you. This is just what my availability is right now. And sometimes when you have kids, you have to adjust your schedule to accommodate them because they're only little one time. And if you're a parent, then you should understand what I mean. But that's where we're at, and I'm so sorry. The second biggest thing that I'm getting kickback for is tuition. I don't think parents understand how expensive it is to operate a swim program. Okay, I spend at least $450 on pool chemicals per month, and that's including my pool maintenance. Like I have to pay someone to maintain my pool and the chemicals. I have to test my chemicals every day, which costs money because I need to use the strips. I'm in the water, or I'm in the pool, um, the pool, like pinch a penny. I'm in there 3 times a week because I test my water to make sure my levels are good. And then I have to buy my products from them. They're right around the corner from the house. I get everything done in one place. It just makes sense. So it's expensive. That's not including running my pool filter for 17 hours a day, the extra electric that it costs to utilize my pool pump every hour of the day that the filter's on. My pool pump, my heat pump, the pool pump, and then my heater, my pool heater. My pool heater costs 10 grand. Okay, like this stuff is expensive. I didn't just enter a market and create a tuition out of nowhere, right? There have been generation of instructors before me that have created the market standard for tuition. In my area, everyone charges the same. I'm marked $5 below my competitor for self-rescue lessons in the area. I do require a registration fee that program doesn't, but my program does the medical background check. Theirs doesn't. Do what works for you, but that's what my program consists of. And I don't want to touch a student if there's medical aspects that I should be tending to make them safe. So with that said, I'm $5 below my competitor. And there's another instructor locally that charges less than we do. However, she's on a 4-day swim week. So of course she would be less expensive because you're swimming one less day. With that being said, everyone is within the same ballpark, between $75 and $100 a week. Now, if you're looking for travel lessons, that is a luxury service. If you expect someone to come to you that is a luxury service, you should be prepared to pay a premium tuition rate. Because in the time that instructor is driving to you, they could have taken other students and they couldn't because they were driving to you. So I'm pretty sure the base rate for traveling instructors in this area is $200 per week. So if you're not prepared to spend a premium tuition rate, then I would consider traveling to an instructor because that's going to be more financially feasible for you. Now, I understand that tuition is not affordable for everyone. I have offered and discounted over $23,000 in swim lessons in the past 2 years. Okay, I spend a lot of time working with families who see the value in these lessons, and I will find a way to make it happen. Okay, but I don't make tuition rates. I went with the market standard. It's basic economics. Unfortunately, that's how it works. Send a letter to somebody. That's just how it works. I understand that's frustrating. And for a parent who doesn't see the value in what we do, I get it. But our tuition rates are our tuition rates. Please do not get disrespectful when you get told a tuition rate. I'm sorry that my services fall out of your budget, but this is my tuition rates. I still have to pay for pool chemicals. I still have to pay for electric on this pool. I still have business expenses that I have to pay for. And at the end of the day, if I had someone to pay those expenses for me, I would do my job for free. However, that's not how the world works, and that's not my situation right now. So I have to charge tuition in order to pay business expenses to run this business. $23,000 is more than half of what I make in a year. So please understand, I'm doing the best that I can. Unfortunately, I don't have anyone to pay my bills, so I can only discount so many things. I have a scholarship system that I release every October. I choose the recipients in January. I also offer partial scholarships. I work on the board of a nonprofit. I raise money in the community for swim scholarships. We can't make money appear out of thin air. We have to raise it. And that involves getting people involved to educate and let people know that we are a nonprofit and that we are raising money and that we do give back to the community, but it is a community effort. There's 5 people on the board of this nonprofit that I'm on. We need help. We need to get the word out. If you are so in need of a scholarship, help us. I have yet to see someone who needed a scholarship look at me and say, what can I do? How can I help this nonprofit to get more money for scholarships? Like, how can I help? I have not seen a single person do that to me. So help us help you. But please don't get frustrated at instructors for giving tuition rates. You pay the same weekly rate through daycare, whether you're there or not. Please stop giving instructors a hard time. If it falls outside of your budget, then just accept that at that time or ask them for help. They'll be able to give you suggestions, but I can tell you there's a lot of instructors on the market who will just tell you their tuition rate and say, this is my rate. Sorry, it doesn't fall within your budget, but this is my tuition rate. Like, not everyone will discount their time or try to find a way like I do. And I think people take that for granted. So please don't. It's not fair to us. It's just not. So that's what I mean by we live in a world where people demand accountability. But are we looking inward and making the accountability within ourselves when it comes down to speaking and talking to other people? Because we should. We should. And again, people have been really mean to my comments. So really mean to my comments or inquiring about lessons and being really mean to me about that. So please, please, please understand that I'm a human. I have feelings. I'm giving back to the community in every way that I know how. Help me help you. But I can tell you right now, if you're rude to me, it makes it clear to me that you do not see the value in lessons. You do not see the value in the services that I provide. And I do not want to go out of my way to try to find a way with you. Like, I need people who are going to respect me so I can respect you, so we can both prioritize your child, because that's what it's all about here. Not everything is about ego. It's about the child. And if it wasn't about the child, then I wouldn't be spending so much time discounting lessons for children to keep them safe. So please just keep that in mind. Moving on to a lighter note. I've been working on this project for the past couple months, and I'm very, very excited about it. On social media, I'm going to be kicking off a checklist to water safety parent challenge initiative for the month of March. Well, that's a tongue twister. Yep, yeah, it is. So what I want to do, in January, I did an accountability challenge. It was a fitness challenge. I lost 10 pounds. It was 30 days. We had all this criteria that we had to meet. And I worked really hard, and it was really fun for me. The daily chickens were the daily chickens. The daily check-ins were great. I built a community, and I actually added a couple of people from the group because I thought it was pretty awesome. So I want to do the same thing for water safety. I want to give parents daily tasks that are going to take either 10 to 30 minutes, and I want it to be sorry, my dog's like pacing the house. I want it to be small, easy tasks that are going to take 10 to 15 minutes, and it's going to be easy for you to take something on daily than it is to have so many different things when it comes down to water safety dumped on you at one time. I want to really keep it simple, and I want to make sure that it's not overwhelming for you guys. So 2 examples of tasks that are going to be on this challenge, just to give you perspective. One is 2 years ago, there was a non-fatal drowning in our area. There was a toddler and a newborn. The family turned all of the window and door chimes off because of the newborn waking up from the noise. And because of that, the toddler had learned how to unlock the door, exited the home, and enter the pool. And there was no sound or alarm to indicate that the perimeter of the home had been breached. So one of the tasks of this challenge is I want everyone to check the door alarms and the window alarms on their home, and identify which ones aren't working so you can make a list and replace it. So in that way you don't have to worry about it. It's just being aware. Like if you have a window that you know the chime doesn't work, you need to be aware of that, because if a child's going to learn to do something for the first time no matter what. So what if that first time that the child learns how to unlock the door and get it open, and there's no alarm set to let you know that an exit to the home has been opened? And same thing for intruders or anything like that. Like there's multi-levels of safety here, but we're prioritizing water safety. So I want parents to be aware of what's working in their home and what's not so they can prioritize fixing it. Same thing with last year, there was a fatal drowning incident. The first one was non-fatal. This last one was fatal. Was a young boy. He knew how to swim. He wanted, so let me go back. The family lived on property. They were renting the home. The homeowner had a horse trough on the property. The homeowner was under the impression that the horse trough had been filled with sand. That was not the case. It was filled with water and algae because we had a heavy water season, or we had a heavy rain season last year. So, but the horse trough was significantly far away from the home. The family had just moved in. Like they didn't even get a chance to make it that far on the property to discover that what was really going on out there. That's how short they had lived there. And the little boy found it though. He snuck out of the house. He wanted to take a little dip. He had his clothes all stacked next to the horse trough, went into the horse trough to go for a swim, and he got stuck in the algae and he was not able to get out. Now, that family didn't realize that there was water in there. They hadn't even lived on the property long enough to discover what was going on with that horse trough. So another challenge that's going to be on this checklist is to check the perimeter of your home. Do you have any creeks nearby? Do you have a retention pond? Do you have decorative ponds? Do you have a kiddie pool that you forgot to empty and flip upside down? Do you have a water table out? Do you have any buckets? I want parents to walk the perimeter of the home and just identify what could possibly be a drowning risk. Because if you don't know what to look for, then you don't know what's there. So I really just want to take parents from the inside to the outside of the home and just identify anything that could possibly be. And I want to explain in daily videos on why we're doing this. Because sometimes you don't understand why you're doing something until you understand why we're doing something. And I want to be able to talk to you guys about this stuff and have you understand why it is we advise what we're doing. Because I don't want to gatekeep over here. I want I'll scream it from the mountaintops. I want everyone to know why we're doing the things that we're doing so they can identify it so it doesn't happen to them. Because unfortunately, drowning statistics are at an all-time high. So if I can educate you to do one thing at a time, so at least you know, like the next time around, you're going to know how many homes have a list of emergency contacts or where hospitals are located, or how many families have an emergency list of contacts hung up in the home for babysitters. Maybe you do. Not every home does. We're going to be doing that on the challenge too. Why? Because we need it. And it may not necessarily be just for water safety, but maybe it's for safety in general. And maybe not every task on this list applies to you, but every task on this list applies to someone. And that's why we're going to do it. And we're just going to educate and we're going to talk about it. And you know what? You guys are going to leave better than you came in. And that's what my goal is here. It's never to shame or judge or anything like that. I just want families to be safer. I want families to be better than I found it. And that's what it's all about. So that's what we're going to do in the month of March. I'm very excited. I will be creating a downloadable PDF. So if you don't want to follow on social media and you want to do the checklist on your own, you can do that. If you are one of those planners like I am and you want the downloadable PDF so you have a list of the checklist before we get started on Monday, I will have that for you. And it's just an opportunity to get parents talking together and just sharing experiences and talking healthily, having healthy conversations about water safety. And let's do it together. There's no shame in the learning. We can all learn. Every situation in life is a learning experience if you let it. So let it be yours this time around. Let's learn more about water safety. And maybe there are aspects of this water safety checklist that you didn't realize were a thing, but now you're going to know, and your home is going to be safer for it. So I'm very excited about this. I've been working for a couple months just to kind of kick it off. If you're in a northern state, I'm going to make playlists on all platforms so you can go back and watch it when you're ready. You'll be able to find all the videos in one place day by day. No big deal. But I'm very excited about it, and I hope that you guys are too. I can't wait to share it with you guys. So that's going to be coming Monday, March 4th. We'll do a weekly check-in every Wednesday here on the Scarnati podcast. And it's Scarnatiswim podcast, and just make sure that everybody is, feeling good. Do you have any questions? Like, that's what I'm here for. Just here to offer assistance. I don't get paid for any of this, guys. Like, I hope you understand that. Like, I don't get paid for this podcast. I don't get paid for social media. I don't get paid to run a water safety community group. Like, I literally do it because I want you guys to be safe, and this is my sole job. Like, I do this to fill my cup. I want to make sure that everybody is safer, and I want my kids to be proud of their mom. Like, I want to be someone worthy of them being proud of, and I think that saving lives is the best job that you can have. So that's why I'm here. As always, if you have any questions, if you need anything from me, leave it in the comments, send me a personal message. I literally help people all over the globe when it comes down to their questions. I pretty much answer my phone around the clock, even at 3 o'clock in the morning when I get messages. I responded to 3 a.m. emails from my swim parents. I will always do that. I do not feel bad about it. Do not feel bad for sending it. I will always respond to you because you are worthy of being addressed just as everyone else is. So, I will see you guys next Wednesday for another episode of the Scarnatiswim podcast. We'll be checking in halfway through week 1 of the Water Safety Checklist Challenge. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. I can't wait to get back into the season because I feel I'll have so much more to talk about because I'll actually be in the thick of it rather than being off and dealing with different types of things in the water safety community in the off season. But I'm very excited for this, and I hope you guys are too. And again, stop being mean to your instructors. We're humans, we're moms, we're parents, we're home, home maintainers just like you guys are. So at the end of the day, just be kind. That's what it's all about. Just be kind. All right. I'll talk to you guys next week. See you guys later. Bye.